Hey there, welcome, Shashank. Today, Shashank will be demoing Redora, product he's been working on, doing some really cool stuff in AI. Take it away.
Hey Yoshi, yeah, thanks. I'll give you a brief about what Redora does, and before that, I'll talk about the problem statement. So basically, so far there are tools in the market where you can do keyword monitoring. Like you give a bunch of keyword, and whenever that keyword is mentioned across different website across the internet, you'll get to know, and then you can take some action. Now, what Redora does on top of that, it's not only the keyword searching, but also a context searching as well. Take an example. If you have a keyword, let's say SEO, if you just want to know whenever someone create a content or any post related to SEO, you might get a lot of garbage posts as well. But Redora will only give you those posts which are actually relevant to your product. So take an example, whatever the product that you are selling, you can, let's say, input whatever the details in it, your website, your product name, some context about your product, what kind of what is the target persona, what kind of customer that you are targeting. We fetch most of these detail automatically. We basically here use LLM to fetch, use to scrape your website and get try to get all the data. And then this is one part of it. Right now there is one more feature that we are adding, which is the knowledge base, where you can also input more data about your website, like case studies or any other data that might be useful that I'll talk about in a minute. So basically, these are the you have here you can input all the details about your product, and now what Redora will do, it will try to do it will try to search the relevant post on from Reddit based on what you are selling, like what or whatever the problem that your product can solve. Take an example, if someone has written that, okay, suggest me software which can help me to automate WhatsApp or some do some AI automation on WhatsApp. So if your product solves that particular thing, then only will suggest you post. And how you'll get to know. So you'll get to know on your dashboard that, okay, this is one of the posts that we think that might be very relevant to the product that you're selling. Now how we also show how we have taken the decision, like why we are suggesting that post. So here we mention a brief reason of, just a second. Uh, Yeah. So it just gives you the reasoning of why we have selected this post, and along with a confidence, like how confident are we that this post would be relevant for you. So take an example, this shows 90%. We consider this as a highly relevant post. And then what we do, there are two actions that you can do over the post. One is either we'll also suggest you what comment you can make on that post, basically to start the engagement. So that's one thing. And now this comment suggestion also has a lot of AI factors. So basically, it will suggest you comment based on multiple things. One is it will suggest you comment based on the community guideline. Let's say some communities inside Reddit will say that they do not allow product mention. You cannot directly pitch your product. Otherwise, they'll consider it as like you are promoting something. So they'll not allow direct promotion. So we'll take care of that. Second thing is we'll also look into your product, like what is the most relevant thing that we can mention, which also doesn't look very sales heavy, and at the same time it looks very much natural. Take an example, if we want to quote a case study that you have mentioned already mentioned, or let us know, we'll use that case study to construct that comment. So that is for commenting. Then we also suggest a DM, that you what DM that you can send it to the author who has created the post. The reason why we suggest both is, if you directly go and send a DM, a lot of people might get it as a surprise that suddenly someone is messaging you. But when you comment and then DM, then it gives a context to them that, okay, someone who has commented on my post, they have already read that comment. Now if you send a DM, so it becomes more contextual. So that's why, see, this is basically, you don't have to think about what to comment, what to DM each time, we already have some context about your product, and then we'll use that context to construct these things, which will help you to, save a lot of time. Plus, we are anyway saving a lot of time for you to finding only the relevant discussions. And then on top of that as well, we also help you or suggest you what possible actions that you can take. So this is high level of what Redora does. And yeah, we also do a bunch of other things, like we'll do the automations. We'll automatically send the comment on the relevant post. We schedule it. The AI agent will automatically schedule comments, what are the comments that needs to be posted, and then also the DM part will automatically schedule it. Once it is sent, you can view whatever that is being sent, basic stuff. And yeah, you can enable, disable. There is one more feature that we recently added, which is around auto rotation. So a lot of time, what happens is like, um, if you try to do a lot of activity, especially if your account, the Reddit account is new, then the chances of getting suspended or banned is pretty high. So what we try to do is like you can connect multiple Reddit accounts, and then we'll try to auto rotate in order to reduce the amount of activity from one account. So this way it will help to get your product mentioned over Reddit without or getting the less chance of getting banned. So that is the latest feature. You can also control how many comments you want to send on a daily basis. You can limit it. You can also limit that, okay, you only want to send comments where the relevancy of a post is more than 90% or 95%. So just to make sure that you're not commenting on garbage post or any post where AI might hallucinate. So you just increase the confidence scores to have the best chances of not getting or not commenting on random ones. So that's one. And then yeah, one more feature we launched, which is around insights. So what this insight does is it will try to find out the trending post over the last 1 week, and then try to understand what people are talking about. Like basically try to find some topic or try to extract some topic. Now these topics can become some insight for you. Like let's say if you get to know that, okay, these are the problems that people are discussing, yeah, or these are the problem statement that has been trending over the Reddit and among the Reddit discussion. So we'll get you will extract it for you, and then what you can do, you can create a post around that as well. So take an example. You can give a context. So basically, on that topic or with some context, what about the context of the topic, you can also edit it, mention whatever the topic that you want to do, and then will help you to generate a post as well, which you can automatically post on Reddit, schedule it as well. So that is something that also that you can do it here. So that is one more feature that we launched. And yeah, other than that, usual stuff, you can manage your keywords, subreddit that you want to target. Soon we'll also be launching some insights about what keyword to target, what subreddits to target. These are the things that we'll be probably adding. But yeah, that's like basically the high level of what Redora does.
Great. Thank you so much. That looks fantastic. So my understanding is that you're talking about a company, like for example, a SaaS solution or a services company that
Yeah,
would be looking to engage on Reddit, but instead of searching and going through all of the different, you know, um, Reddit communities and things like that, this will surface the most relevant
yeah,
content for them to engage with based on
yes,
their product, their ICP, sort of the
yes.
company, personas that they're going after,
Yeah,
and also help with engagement and things like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it looks great. I can definitely see this being really valuable. Actually, I would like to spend more time on Reddit myself. It is uh, it is difficult to surface the information,
Yeah,
get that. So I understand the problem a little bit, and it sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I would love to hear a little more on the tech side of what's going on and how you're using AI to make all of this happen.
Yeah. So there are different LLMs that we are using for different purposes based on the capabilities. Take an example, when it comes to finding relevancy or relevant post, we have to use the cheapest model out there because uh, on a daily basis we analyze thousands of posts. So we can't just use any LLM out there and then just because it will increase the bill like anything. So we have to experiment with we had experimented with multiple models and then came out one model which we used, which is cheaper plus also gives us the no, I would say not the best quality, but the quality which we are okay with that. See, best quality is like the higher the model that you can go, the best quality you will get. But at the same time, we have the limits that we don't want to spend that much on it. So, what is something that we can come in between? So, this is where we came up. Right now, it is using Gemini Flash, which is a non-thinking model. So again, here we don't need a lot of thinking power of an LLM because we are not actually asking it to generate something by doing some reasoning. Basically, there is no reasoning involved. Reasoning, as in like if reasoning is needed on those kind of tasks where you want the LLM to think first, and then let's take an example. If I want AI to suggest me a code, now, in that case, it will go through multiple steps of thinking or reasoning and then come up with an answer. But here we don't need it. It's pretty simple. We say that, okay, this is a post and this is some context about the product that the customer is selling. Tell me what do you think and why do you think that this post is relevant? So here, one important thing, which is pretty important, how because here hallucination becomes a very like usual thing because if you do not prompt it properly, here prompt engineering matters a lot. How? See, you have to always ask AI how you have taken this decision. Like, give me your thoughts as well. If you do not ask that particular thing, the chances of getting the output right uh, becomes less. That's I have personally seen. So we call it chain of thought. So there are two concepts: chain of thought and chain of drafts. Here we use chain of thoughts. Chain of thought will give you a much more brief reasoning of why LLM, so the brain icon that you see, this is actually the chain of thought. This is basically the AI is telling that why why this post, why the AI thinks this post is relevant. Now there as well we did a lot of experiments. See, a lot of times it gives suggests posts which are not actually when we see that it's not relevant. So we have to also give it a bunch of rules as well. That okay. So basically, the more structural prompt that you will give to AI, the better the answer you will get. Now, what do you mean by structural thing? If the steps are clear to AI, then it will give you the better answer. So the way we have improved the prompt, like give it a bunch of rules that, okay, these are 15 rules. And then instead of just randomly telling how you have thought about why you are suggesting this post, tell me not only the thoughts, but you also tell me what are all the rules that you have used to come up with the decision. So that also basically gives the AI to, take little more thinking about coming up with the relevancy thing. So that's one thing that we did, and that worked pretty well. Even though this is not a reasoning model, this is not a thinking model, this is not a reasoning model, still it was able to think this much because comparatively, this kind of reasoning is much simpler for any LLM to do. So that's one. Second thing we did was uh, sorry, what I was saying. The reasoning was one thing, and yeah, second thing we did was just to cross confirm whether AI is not hallucinating. We whenever we see that AI is saying I am more than 90% confident we try to requery it just to confirm whether you are 100% right or not. See, here as well, thing can fail because every time you ask something to AI, it can give you a different answer. So you can't technically say that okay, if it gives you 90% score in the first time, and if it gives 90 as well in the second time, then this will be 100% correct. You can't say that, but it just reduces or increases the chances of getting quality result a lot. So that these are also few things that we have added to make sure that whatever the post that we are suggesting makes sense. Of course, nothing is 100% true, but so far, whatever that we have seen, 99% of the output is pretty good, including the comment generating, DM generating. By the way, comment generating and DM generating, we use a slightly higher model because there we need a little more creativity in terms of coming up with right set of comment along with the context, like picking up the right context. Or take an example, if we have to pick a case study, if we have to mention a case study, so picking up that case study plus also constructing that comment in a better way, this is where we use higher model because we see higher model were giving better uh, 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 comment generation suggestion than the cheaper model. But there as well we keep on mixing because again, like when we do a lot of comment generation, then also it costs a lot. So there we also keep switching and keep trying if the lower model can also give us the similar or not the best but mid-level answers. So this is how basically few things that we have tried to coming up with what and which LLM to use. I have also explored the open source ones as well. Uh, like if I can use the open source model, which would be cheaper, but then I figured out that it might not be cheaper because open source one would be cheaper only when you have that level of scale. Unless you have that, the cost of deploying it, hosting it, the GPUs and all is way too higher compared to the existing ones. So we just decided to go ahead with that. Once we have that level of scale, definitely we'll explore the open source ones.
Right. So from the sounds of it, the prompt that you put together, almost like the prompt engineering
Yeah,
aspect of the information that you're giving it in terms of the rules, the context, all of the instructions that accompany it, are the thing that really makes the difference. And
yeah.
what you
Prompt
saw,
engineering matters a lot. Uh, I think I have seen not many people even know about chain of thoughts and all these things, and these are really, really important to get the best output. You have to make the LLM think before answering, rather than just directly go ahead and just ask query and then get the answer.
yeah. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for your demo. Please keep us updated as it evolves. I'm excited to get my hands on it and play with it myself. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank you, Ishi. Yeah.
Take care.